Alright, so we want to find this limit, and the problem with not being able to do this limit immediately is the fact that we have angle h at the bottom, but we don't have h. We have a plus h and we have a. So the first thing that, the first hint of direction which you should go at is this bracket with sum of angles. We know a formula which can separate those two angles. Okay, it's a sine sum formula, sine compounded angle formula. It is sine A cosine of h plus cosine of h and then cosine of A, right? Cosine of the first angle and then sine of the second angle minus sine of A. Alright, so we have some angle h's now. Particularly I'm interested in the sine of h. Okay, so there's h here. So clearly I want this. It's something that we can evaluate now using this property of trig limit. So let's separate that. Cosine of A times by sine of h all over h. And then let's keep the other two together. So plus, let me even put a separate limit using the sum rule for limits. So sine of A cosine of h minus sine of A all over h. Okay, so you can see that right here. Okay, that limit right there. So to be more specific, cosine of A is constant. Cosine of A, I can take the limit just on that, sine of h over h. Let's actually factor out the common factor here, and that's sine of A. I'm gonna put that. That's not dependent on A, so I can pull it out and then consider the limit of cosine of h minus 1 over h. That's going to equal to 1, so we get cosine of A plus sine of A. This right here, to evaluate the limit, we need to multiply the top and bottom by the conjugate pair of the top. So we get cosine of h plus 1, cosine of h plus 1. Okay, and what we get is limit h approaches to 0. Don't expand the bottom, just leave it the way it is. The top is going to be cosine squared h minus 1. This right here is actually equal to minus of 1 minus cosine squared h, and that's equal to sine squared h. So let me write one more line. So you get limit h approaches to 0, h minus sine squared h. And to find this limit, because it's h sine of squared h, I need one more h. So I'm going to multiply top and bottom like that. And notice that even though this is approaching minus 1, this is going to approach 0. So we only have cosine of A left over, right? Because we have 0 times anything really is 0. So the limit is approaching cosine of A.